is Philip Noel from Gospel to London. I'm with Basil Reynolds. Say hello, Baz.
How you doing, everyone?
Welcome and thank you for coming today. We're going to be talking to Basil about his life, where he's been, why he's been there, where he's going and what he hopes to achieve with that, and also a little bit of the how. And obviously we'll see how it connects us back to our Father in heaven, who created heaven and earth and sent his son Jesus to ensure that we all could make it into the Lamb's Book of Life. And that happens this way. The Bible says in John 3:16, for God so loved the world. And I'm going to stop there for a moment just to think about what that means. God so loved the world. That means he loved us. And we're going to hear a little bit of how his love has impacted Basil.
Dear hip-hop, we owe you an apology. The whole scene embraces the anomaly. Old school psychology is where I'm taking you. We're from the block, the one you never passed through. But it really don't matter. We all know the difference between an MC and a rapper. I love to sit down and explain it. I hope this type of joint will always make you play. I never wrote for the glory.
So Basil, tell me a bit about how it all started for you.
Started rapping. We probably started the crew in 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, 1983. So we was like around Harlesden and the Stonebridge area. So we was like doing a bit of sound system thing. So we rapped on like BBC radio.
Okay.
We rapped on Time radio, and at that point when we was doing it, there weren't many crews about. There wasn't many. Rapping wasn't really a thing over here. They were still into like the Teddy Boys, the new wave movement, the new romantics, and that kind of vibe. So it was a new thing, pioneering. Do you know what I mean?
It brought a buzz to the area because I know a bit about Harlesden. They was looking for something new and exciting to do.
That's right.
So did that mean Saturday nights, every Saturday it was out, or?
Not just Saturday, but even Saturday mornings.
Okay.
We would be at Brent Cross.
Right. Okay.
Saturday mornings with the mats out. But the main thing that I thought it brought it was almost a case of, it was an identity check.
Right, okay.
Because it was the first time for us, like around the Harlesden area and for others around London, that we identified as being black.
Okay.
We identified as being African.
Okay.
So it was a case of, it was something that we could call our own.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And it was people doing it that looked like us.
Right.
It was people doing it that had similar experiences for us. So it was something that it swept through.
Okay.
It swept through the inner cities, and it was almost like we had a style of dress that we could call our own.
Okay. So you had a branding. So with that brand, as you started, and you had a following.
Yeah.
If I remember right, you got to the point of where Top of the Pops was about to become involved. Just tell us a little bit about how you got to that.
Yeah, well, what we did, we cut our first record, and then we got a lot of radio play. We went into a rap competition, and it was at the Oasis nightclub in Dalston.
I know.
And
well, I shouldn't know it, but I know it.
the judges were Tim Westwood, Danny D, and CJ Carlos, and we won it. And then from that point, that kind of opened up the door for more shows, and then we found ourselves going up and down the country. I'm talking, we hit every city in the UK. You know what I mean? So we became known. It's like you walking on the street and people begin to recognise who you was. And then we got the opportunity to do a track with Danny D, because he had already seen us at that rap competition. And then when we did the song It's Time to Get Funky with Danny D, it was his second track, because he did a track called Acid. But a lot of the media came at him because the acid was associated to drugs.
Okay, yeah.
And he wanted something to come back at that record to say, you know, we're not about drugs. We're about just maybe having a good time. No one needs to get hurt and no one needs to think. So he asked us to do the rap. So we did the follow-up top 10.
Okay. Let me just ask a question for a minute. So Acid started to get a label, and there's a bit of how can I say, contrary news that was coming back. So bad press.
Yeah.
And obviously you got to that stage, and obviously that brought about thinking. I should just say for everyone, in my day, which was only a little while ago, because Basil must be older than me, but however, the point I really need to cover is that for me, Basil was the best rapper I ever heard. I'd never heard anyone as good as you. As far as I was concerned, you was going to go round the world unstoppable.
Yeah.
I've learnt since that the word they say is you had game. You know, that was literally, it was that powerful. So let's just go back a bit, knowing that I'm just really not just endorsing, I'm confirming that amazing gift that was in you. You know, and I don't know if you'll get to hear Baz rap again, but you never know. One day, who knows what the camera can persuade a man to do.
It's too gory. From the killing of Emmett Till, we replay the same story. Getting beat on the streets, shot on the streets, choked on the streets while you jump on the beat. Youths packing heat on the block, getting volatile. We seem to fit a neg profile. I think we love the neg profile. We love the swag and the ice as we act wild. We send a message to the next generation.
When did you start to almost start to battle with yourself about where this was going? Because now you're at the height, you're where everyone wants to be.
But what it was, for like, I would say nearly 2 years straight, we was on the road. Non-stop. And it was towards the back end of that time, I began to ask the questions, who am I? What is my purpose? What is my meaning? And I began to read. And I'm a reader.
Okay, so what is it you began to read?
Identity.
Okay.
So I began to read about Black history.
Okay.
So I began to read about slavery. I began to read about, I read Equianus's biography, where he talks about being taken from a slave from Africa. And it began, and what it did in me, it just, anger. So I began to then, because my eyes are open to something, because I've read about it, then my eyes are more open now to see racism. My eyes more open now to see that type of injustice, to see the limiting beliefs in others, and now limiting beliefs can restrict me from being the person who I want to be, but also my reaction to that. My only reaction was anger, so then now my raps turned from being, let's have fun at a party and throw your hands in the air, to ain't no black in the Union Jack.
Okay, so you were trying to address the situation with the strength you had. You were using the tools that we did. So that's a good point to ask. So when did the clash come, the inner clash? So now you're using that and you're angry. So how did that encounter with Christ come, your encounter?
You see with the anger, anger's not healing. Anger's fire.
Okay.
And for me, I know that I grew up in a household that my mum and dad were saved. So I know about Jesus, I know. But the anger doesn't push you towards Christ. The anger pushes you, you want something to change, because you know you need to change, but you want to do it on your terms. So I began to read about Buddhism. I read about Islam. I read about Nation of Islam, because at that time, Nation of Islam was a big push on the streets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They were pushing
The bow tie.
Yeah, but and they were telling us, if you want to be a young black man, you need to join this, because Christianity is the white man's religion. But because I've grown up in a household, for me Jesus was real. But I still wasn't looking in his direction. I was still looking in other directions. So I read books about the New Age. I left no stone unturned. But what I found, whatever I read, nothing gave me an answer to the anger that I was feeling about the injustice that I felt.
Okay. You tried everything that was within Basil's power.
Yeah.
Right. So you read every book. You became a librarian. Full of knowledge, which impacted the raps that was actually coming out.
That's right.
It was starting to come out in what you were actually saying.
Yeah.
So the great talent was still influencing a lot of people.
Yeah.
Dear hip hop, we owe you an apology. The whole scene embraces the anomaly. Old school psychology is where I'm taking you. We're from the block, the one you never passed through. But it really don't matter. We all know the difference between an MC and a rapper. I love to sit down and explain it. I hope this type of joint will always make you play. I never wrote for the glory.
When did the change come? What was the day? The awakening.
Friend of producer of mine. I went out of the blue. I went to a wine bar called Singers, and that Singers wine bar, a lot of industry people would go. They had a piano there. People could perform live.
Yeah.
As I was leaving, I bumped into a friend of mine called Ronnie Wilson. I hadn't seen him in must have been about 8-9 years. So I said, yeah, I'm rapping. I'm not part of a group no more, because by this time our group had disbanded. And he goes, he's producing. So I go, let's link up. So we linked up. He was born again. So as we began to talk, he just began to share little bits about what his life and what his life meant. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, I just thought, you know, I know what I need to do. I went home one night and I just said, God, if you're real, just show yourself to me.
Okay. Even though you grew up in a very Christ-centered household,
Yeah,
mum and dad, very saved,
Yeah.
etc. You still hadn't, you had a connection, but not a strong enough connection where you could get your answers
yeah, that's right.
answered.
Yeah.
So you've gone home and now you've asked the question.
Yeah, yeah.
You've literally asked God to show himself to you.
To me, yeah.
Okay, so great. We'll just pause for a second to think on that. Maybe someone is in that position where you're not getting the answers, that you tried everything, you read everything. In other words, what I'm saying, you tried everything, every ITIS that's actually out there. But you just might still need a visitation from God. And as we heard Basil say, he said he went home and asked God to do this. If you're real, show yourself to me. Just hold it right there, and we're going to hear what happened when Basil said, show yourself to me.
Now you wealthy, you've forgotten what it's all about. Shove your wealth in the faces of the down and out. They're the ones who bought your first mixtape. They identify with you, now they can't relate. Now it's all about the image and the prestige. What you drive, what you wear, like a big cheese, like a big weave, airbrush to look plush. No rush, so many bodies in the crush. In every verse we hear the syntax of a racist. The basis, you're trying to reclaim it. It was never ours to use, so I refuse. It was the last thing some brothers heard before the news. I'll never choose to lose while I'm still awake. We know the snakes and the dialogue, prone to hate. Making threats, licking shots from the Tech 9. Shooting your peeps, you must be on the Fed side. Dear hip-hop, we owe you an apology.
Where we got to was Basil asked the question, and the question was, if you're real, God, show yourself to me. So you asked this question and take away. What happened after that?
I just stopped for a bit, carried on for a bit what I was doing. I had my old Good News Bible from school.
Okay.
So I grabbed that out, I just thought, okay, let me just open it and see. I opened it, Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you, I knew you. I was like, whoa. It's not about, it didn't seem to me about him showing himself to me. It was him showing me.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing, it was identity, sense of belonging. And straight away, I knew you. And it just I felt open, I felt naked at that point.
So let me just ask, so as you open the book, which
Yeah.
we know as the Bible,
Yeah.
the words became real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened after that?
I closed it. Opened it again. At the beginning, it was like, in the beginning was God.
Okay.
And that's it just switched. I realized, you know what? That's my identity. My identity is in him. I'm not going to find my identity in rapping. I'm not going to find my identity on road. I'm not going to find my identity in anything I do. I'm only going to find my true identity in him.
Okay.
And it's, as I look back, it's something I realized that identity is a launch pad for destiny.
That's a beautiful quote. Identity is a launch pad for destiny. So all the other books you were reading, you couldn't find yourself in.
No.
You weren't actually in the story.
I
It's
wasn't
like,
part of the story.
That's right.
It was a story that I could read. It was a story that I could ingest. It was a story that I could understand. But I wasn't part of the story.
Okay. So what did you do? So after you did that, so you've come to realization that God has now shown himself to you through his word.
Yeah.
Which we all know is the Bible, which is the true, unadulterated, untampered, without a doubt, it is the word of God. And that's only activated by us actually believing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. So you became open because you tried everything else.
Yeah.
You decided, let me just see, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. So now you've done that, and God has quoted in the beginning, you found yourself in Jeremiah 1, it says Jeremiah 1:5, where before you were formed, God knew you.
Yeah.
As we know, Ephesians goes on to say that we're chosen in Christ before the foundation of the world.
Yeah.
Having done that, so what's your next step? So all of a sudden, you're on top of your game, You got a lot of people following you. You've met up with that producer who was a born again Christian, and then all of a sudden, he's giving you the insight to try something that might give you the answers. So what happens next? You know, with Basil, you know, because obviously you've got everything going on, can make your own decisions, have what you want almost.
Yeah. Well, what it is, I stopped rapping. I stopped kind of that road rapping.
Okay. So what happened so how do you stop? Do you tell the band? You just say you're not doing it anymore?
Well, at that point, I was doing solo.
Okay.
I was doing solo stuff.
That's when I met you as a solo artist. Okay.
And guess what my name was back then? Problem Child.
Problem Child. Wow.
Problem Child.
Yeah. And I liked it because, like I said, the problem sounded like the best thing I'd ever heard.
Yeah.
But there's something else going on. So okay, so we've gone that. So this is you, the individual.
Yeah.
You're going well as yourself. In fact, I remember I wanted you to do some words on some of my music, you know, because I thought that was a quick way to success, get Basil to rap on it, you know. But that didn't pan out, you know. But however, so you've done that. So what next? So now God spoke to you. What did you do in life? What did you have to change in you?
Do you know what's funny? It didn't feel like I had to change anything.
Okay.
Because the change happened.
Right.
Because it was almost like when your eyes are open, it's almost like your allegiance has changed, your love has changed, your eyesight has changed, your gaze has changed, and as you begin to look at other things, it's not like you think you don't have a conscious instinct. You know, I'm going to stop doing that. It stops.
Right. So you changed sides.
Yeah.
Or the sides changed.
The sides changed me.
Okay.
It's almost like when you grow up in the ends and you begin to live like they live in the ends. Well, your ends has changed now.
Okay.
The ends has changed.
Okay.
There's no postcodes to cross.
Okay.
You're on the real postcode.
So all that you knew, or that had value, lost value.
Yeah.
And what you didn't know fully, gained value.
Yeah, you know
Right.
you know how you could put it? You know, like you climb the ladder of success, and then when you get to the top, you realise it's propped against the wrong wall.
Okay. That's excellent. That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And that's what happens to a lot of times. You feel like, you know what, I've arrived, and then realise, you know what, I don't really like where I've been. Well, for the first time, I like where I was.
Okay. So would you say that for a lot of people in industry, in the music game at the moment, going up a ladder they're not enjoying, and then when they get to the top of that ladder, they stay there because they don't know how to come down.
It's frightening to come down.
You know, and they're not just that. What about those voices that came from others that wanted you to keep staying as you were? You know, rather than the change. You know, you now made the change. You know, and obviously some of the friends you had were still friends, but now you're talking two different languages. Tell me a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, because what I understood, real friends will stand by you.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? But there are people that want something out of you. Because I was rapping, there were people that were investing.
Right. Yeah.
There were people that could earn, so they want you to stay that way. They want you to stay productive for them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But being productive for them wouldn't have been productive for my life.
Yeah.
So I had to pull back. And you know what I mean? And for me, it's like, it was almost like learning something new.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah.
When he took that pill, he couldn't just jump out.
That's right.
He needed to understand that, you know what?
Yeah.
There's a process, there's
That's
a
right.
process, there's
That's
a
right.
process.
That's right.
And for me, there was a process.
Yeah. So it took a while for him to learn the kung fu and also to breathe that air.
Yeah, that's right. And understand.
Yeah, that's right.
And understand not just what the new life's about, but then you get a greater understanding of what was before.
The people who had invested in you, again, that's a very real thing that's happening to people at the moment, where people have invested in them. And you know, it's not that easy. Not everybody's at that place where they can resist the pressure to carry on, but because they're not actually interested in your happiness, they're interested in the money
What
you
they
can
can
make
get from
for
you.
them.
Yeah,
Right.
what they can get from you.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's happened. Now gone to the stage where you've cut everything off. So your journey's changed. What your output's changed. So so what does Basil do? You know, because that's what you were doing. And it was taking all your time.
Yeah.
So how did you plan to survive?
Well, what we did, we became agents unknown.
Okay.
and we began to continue to do what we did.
Right.
But now we was doing it with the right focus.
Okay, so that was working with that producer as well.
Yeah,
Right,
same
fantastic. So Agents Unknown, that's a again, absolutely. I love the names. I'm looking forward to the next name that you go out under. And let me just say that Basil's editing a book that he's written, which I'm sure is going to blow your mind. I've already seen a little bit of it, and it's written really well. It's come from a great perspective, and we'll learn a bit more about that later. But going back to where we was now, Agents Unknown, you're now flying all over the place. And so where's Agents Unknown? Where they gone? What's happened?
As we grow and understanding our life purposes, in 2005 I moved to Liverpool with my wife and 2 of my children.
Okay, let me just stop there. So before, at what point, when did you get married? You know, so how did the wife? Who's the wife?
I got saved in 1993.
Right, okay.
And I was married in 1995.
Fantastic.
Met my wife in church.
Okay, what church is that?
Kensington Temple.
Kensington Temple, I've heard of that. That's that place in Notting Hill Gate.
That's
isn't it?
right. And
Yeah.
you know what? I was sitting in a chair and she came and found me.
Really? Oh my God. So Rebecca.
She might tell it different, but you know, she came and found me. She said it was the only chair.
Okay, we're gonna check in with Louise later on. We need to just find out a little bit about that, how the hearts met and the jumping came, and how she brought the water for Basil, just like Rebecca brought it for Isaac. And we know the end of that. Great things happened, because out of that came Jacob. Out of Jacob came the 12 tribes of Israel, and out of that came our salvation through the tribe called Judah, which led to Christ. And here we are today, going back to what we was talking about now. So we met Louis. This is 1994. I know the time very, very well, because I was kind of there hovering in the back.
Right.
I remember you doing some things on stage at KT, and they even had this thing downstairs at night called the 6:30 after hours type club. That was where we kind of hung, and it was good.
Yeah,
it was a good time. So now you met Louise, and now fast forwarding, you're married.
Yeah.
And you've gone to Liverpool. You're a London boy, you know. What are you doing in Liverpool? I know you support them, but hey.
I moved to Liverpool to Pioneer Church.
Wow, this is. So let me just get from problem child to Agents Unknown to meeting your queen, and then wham, gone to Liverpool to Pioneer Church. So what drove you to do that? What, you know, I know God is behind everything, but what was your particular button press?
Just wanted to serve.
Yeah. Okay.
Wanted to serve.
Okay.
Wanted to serve, really.
Okay.
And then, what was it, in 2009, I stopped pastoring.
Okay. So let me see. So pioneering the church didn't just mean going up and serving the church. You were heading the church.
Yeah.
Yourself and Louise were what do you call it? First and first pastors of the church.
Yeah.
So Louise was the first lady, as they know it. You know. So that's the term, etc. And I remember, I encountered you guys up in Liverpool.
That's right, yeah.
And when I met you, I think the Lord led you guys to pray for me without me knowing I was about to go through a major bereavement, a sudden berebelment. But that prepared me. That was part of my preparation for that. Without you knowing, so that's pioneering made a big difference to me. So now you're now in Liverpool, you're now pioneering the church. So how was that for you guys?
It was good to begin with. But for me, what I've began to realise now, as I've matured, see that term mature, I'm not a pastor. I'm a fire star.
Okay.
I'm someone that likes to light the fuse.
Okay, so that comes with, for those who don't know, that's the evangelistic call. Yeah, because they are fire starters. They go through a town, they blaze it, they change everyone's thinking, and they go to another town and do the same. Yeah, so you're now a fire starter, so you've planted the church.
There might be an army standing before you, and you might resemble Gideon's small little army, but with the few, he's able to overcome the many. You might not have no finances in your pocket. Well, guess what? He was able to draw finances from a fish because he is the God who is, the God who is, the God who is. He has all power, all knowledge, and he's able to do all things.
But if you think, it's the very same thing I was doing when I was rapping.
Okay.
We was going from city to city, and we was fire starting.
Okay. So you had good practice.
Good practice, and understanding.
Okay.
But now, what's changed is I'm not rapping.
Okay.
I want to speak.
Okay.
Inspirational speaking, life coaching. I want to coach that generation, because for me, that's the big thing that I think traps us in the ghetto. Is a sense of belonging.
Right. Okay.
And I remember, for me, I didn't mind if it was a gang. I didn't mind. It was Northwest 10.
That's right.
We were hood rats.
Fearless. I remember.
Fearless.
I love it.
We didn't care.
Shouldn't be saying that, but yeah.
But we didn't care. But guess what? That was my sense of belonging.
Okay.
My identity was bound in that. We didn't have to put car alarms in the car. We just put a Jamaica flag.
That's right.
The car was all right. It was set. But that was our identity. It's even like today. It's like we're looking for that sense of belonging. We're looking for that identity.
Okay, let me just stop with that then, because I do remember the Harsden Code. Very strong. I remember the snooker club.
Yeah.
I remember Church Road. I remember the police station, which had no effect.
That's
It
right.
had no power.
Stonebridge
It's
Estate.
just, it definitely. So based upon that, fast forward into what's going on now. The gangs, they're out there. Let's just focus on that. The youth are out there. So you went to Pioneer, you've done all of that, you've left the church because you've decided that pastoring is a little bit of a not enough, how can I say, it doesn't challenge the gift that's in you.
Yeah, that's
enough,
right,
okay?
that's right.
So if you want to start fires, now you've gone on, now you're starting the fires by book writing, life coaching, inspirational speaker.
That's right.
Say something to the gangs right now. Some of you are watching it in public, some of you don't want to see it, so just download the link and get to your yard, find yourself in your room, and while no one's watching and your reputation's not going to get troubled, I just want you to just have a look at this. Let's talk to them.
See, what I'd like to say to you is this: you are powerful beyond measure. You are gifted and you are talented. But that talent and that gift will only be realized when you connect with the source of that power and that gifting. I don't think we'll ever understand our true life purpose until we connect with the source. It blows my mind when I look at creation, but yet we're described as the cream of the crop.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Source. So, to be clear, for my friends that are watching right now, who are now my brothers and sisters, and we're planning to meet and go to the same place, what do you mean by source?
Do you know what the worst moment is? Is when you begin to say you want out, but where do you go?
Okay.
Where do you go? Because society don't want you. You stay in the ends, and you stop hanging with those. If you're not brothers with them, you're going to be victims to them.
That's right.
Where really can you go?
Right. So let me just break that down. So society don't want you because, as far as we're concerned, your CV is no good because you've been in a gang, and now you want out of the gang don't want you.
Yeah.
So you find yourself in no man's land.
That's right.
Right? In no man's land, where there's only one other person that can help you.
Well, that's right.
The source.
That's right. And the thing is, he's the only one that's willing to step into the brokenness. He's willing to step into the dirt.
So your CV don't matter.
Nah, it don't matter.
To God, your CV don't
Don't
matter.
matter.
Where you're coming from.
Don't matter. Guilt's something we wear.
Okay.
It's not something he wears.
Okay, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hopefully you guys are listening to that. So you got to the source. We've dealt with the no man's land. We've dealt with now guilt.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is really put down the guilt. Put down the guilt of don't feel guilty from leaving the gang. Don't feel guilty from having been in the gang.
That's right. And you know what? Don't be guilty of the crime you've done.
Okay.
Because sometimes your hands are dirty.
Okay. So you've written a book. What's the book called and what's it about?
Yeah, the book's called Footprints in the Concrete.
Okay.
It's my journey, but not just my journey, it's my journey and also my journey in rhyme.
Okay.
And it just shows the different stages and how in each stage it's doing something. God's trying to get our attentions. It's not just silent and in the background. He's right there and he's in there.
Okay.
He's guiding, he's protecting, he's loving. You know what I mean? Even when we don't recognize him, he's still loving us. He's still got his arms around us. And it's only afterwards, when I look back, I can see.
Okay.
I can see.
Okay. So it's got its title really. It's through the experiences you've been through.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can now see the marked difference God is making along that journey.
Along that journey.
So the book is...
It's 9 chapters.
Okay. And so what's chapter 1?
How I started.
How you started.
How I started.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like, hip hop's a big influence for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's how I started when I was rapping, what we was doing, where we was rapping, the different crews we linked up with,
Okay.
and then just the different phases. Just like times when we was on the road, the time we did a track to raise money to free Mandela.
Okay.
When Mandela was but along the journey you can see a warning.
Okay.
And then you can see the identity. So the different phases, and then the searching.
Okay.
And then also you can then see the blaze.
Okay.
When you find truth, and when Jesus steps into the story, fully steps into the story. So yeah, this is beautiful.
Okay. So who's the book for?
I've gone for like young people and young adults, but then the book will be for anyone because it's going to be a unique style written book because there's rap in each verse.
Okay.
In each chapter, there's rhymes in it, but also it's to inspire.
Okay.
So even if someone just picks up and opens to chapter 3, there's going to be something in there to inspire and bring life, because we want to bring life, and words have the power to bring life, and there's too much death out there.
Okay. So I hope you're hearing this. It's got some rap in there. So each page you turn will unfold into a song that's made of words. This is absolutely fantastic. It's called Footprints in the Concrete. And also, I just wanted to just quickly move across to the fact that you're also now a life coach. You know, we'll touch inspirational speaking a little bit. So you're now a life coach, and again, it's young adults you're saying, and slightly more to mature. So what? The people you've already coached, because there's one or two already, you've got some experience, some of the impact it had from when you met the person to where they are now.
Do you know, the impact is about identity.
Okay.
You can then begin to coach around life purpose, your life messages, your calling, who you was made to be, and really the whole life coaching process, you want to see someone become their best self.
Okay, so that's absolutely fantastic. So having an experience of a coaching session with Basil will end up with you finding your best self, and there can't be anyone better to find. And your best self will be someone that God has endorsed, who will go on to cause other people to become their best self. So that's the life coaching side. We've got the Footprints in the Concrete. We've got a great book that's coming out. Can I just ask, when's the book going to be available?
Well, it's just being edited at the moment, but the near future I want it to be out ASAP really, because it's out of me already now.
And also, how can people reach you? You know, so do you have a website already set up, or is it in the process of being done?
Well, I've taken down the website that I did have.
Okay.
So really, at the moment, it'll be by email.
Okay. And what's your email address?
It will be reynoldsforreal
at
gmail.com.
Let's spell that. So it's REYNOLDS.
Number 4.
Real, REAL,
Yep.
at gmail.com. Look, I've got it. reynoldsforreal at gmail.com. Isn't that fantastic? Everyone that's watching this, I want you to send Basil an email at reynoldsforreal at gmail.com. Just encourage him and ask him a question. But also, if you need to reach him for life coaching.
Life coaching can be done on Skype.
Okay.
It can be done FaceTime. It can be done over the phone.
Okay.
Now you're wealthy, you've forgotten what this all about. Shove your wealth in the faces of the down and out. They're the ones who bought your first mixtape. They identify with you, now they can't relate. Now it's all about the image and the prestige. What you drive, what you wear, like a big cheese, like a big weave, airbrush to look plush. No rush, so many bodies in the crush.
What was happening as you were pastoring with your wife in Liverpool? From my memory, it was like a big house where like everybody, you were collecting people off the street that might have been on drugs, didn't know where they were going, they didn't belong anywhere. I know when I arrived, it looked like they belonged. So tell us just a little bit about that.
Yeah, we had called it a men's recovery home. So people that had been on crack, heroin, long-term addictions would come into the house and we'd see that broken. And at the moment, the person that is carrying on the work we began in Liverpool was one of the people that came into our home.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I married the couple together, I married them, and now they're taking on the work.
That's wonderful.
As we speak now.
So we got a real experience there, a real living testimony. I don't know if you caught what Basil said. What he actually said was, the home that they were running for men, what do you call it, men's recovery. Men's recovery. It's good to recover, so men were recovering from a situation, especially drugs, and now one of the recoveries is now causing other people to recover. Isn't that great? That can only be God, because that man found the source. And I just want to say thank you for listening today. We look forward to telling you more at Gospel to London, but this is all about how people can find their way. And today you're finding your way with Footprints in the Concrete, written by Basil Reynolds, inspirational speaker, great hip hop artist, and he's now putting it down in word in the book, and it's available for you at Reynolds. What is it?
Reynolds for real.
Reynolds for real. I like that. Can you want to try? Reynolds for real. Come say it with me. Reynolds for real at gmail.com. My name is Philip Noel saying bye. This is Basil Reynolds saying
Bye.
and we will see you soon. Gospel to London. Over and out.
Dear hip hop, we owe you an apology. The whole scene embraces the anomaly. Old school psychology is where I'm taking you. We're from the block, the one you never passed through. But it really don't matter. We all know the difference between an MC and a rapper. I love to sit down and explain it. I hope this type of joint will always make your playlist.